In today's video, I'm going to share with you everything I do on a daily basis to hopefully age as well as I possibly can. Now, these aren't just things I do to look my best, which of course is nice, but more importantly, to feel my best and to hopefully ward off age-related diseases down the road. So I'm going to take you through my day, starting from waking up in the morning to closing my eyes at night. So I consider myself quite lucky because for the most part I don't have to wake up with an alarm. However, my body wakes up naturally between 6 and 7 a.m. Right now at that time of the morning, it is still pitch dark here in France. So the first thing I do is turn on my daylight lamp in my bathroom. Now, ideally, I would get some blue light stimulation from the sun. But again, at that time of the morning, it is still pitch dark here in France. So having this daylight lamp helps my body to wake up and signals to my body to stop producing melatonin and instead to start producing cortisol. I recently got a full body LED light panel and I'm already completely in love with it. So that is the next thing I turn on. And I stand in front of my panel for about 10 minutes. While standing there, I like to do some dry brushing to stimulate my lymphatic system. And of course, normally when I'm not filming this, I do all of this undressed. Now, red light therapy can also be beneficial to help regulate circadian rhythm, but it has so many other benefits. It helps our body produce more ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which in turn, simply put, helps our cells to function more efficiently. Since I have been standing in front of this full body panel every morning, I can definitely feel a difference in my energy level as well as my mood, which unfortunately, due to some circumstances I will talk about in a different video, has been quite low lately. Once I'm done in my bathroom, I go into my kitchen where I always have a water bottle waiting for me, which I fill up the night before just to make sure I really hydrate first thing in the morning. While drinking my water, I take the majority of my supplements. And as far as longevity supplements, currently I am taking, of course, my NMN, my nicotinamide mononucleotide, combined with TMG, trimethylglycine, to make sure I fuel one of the most important molecules we have in our bodies and in every cell in our body, NAD. I also take some SIRT6 activator to help activate sirtuin-6, which is also known as the longevity sirtuin. I take some high molecular weight hyaluronic acid to keep my joints, skin, and other connective tissue nice and healthy. I take some quercetin, which is a powerful antioxidant, some glycine combined with N-acetylcysteine, and glycine is an amino acid needed for tissue and hormone maintenance, and N-acetylcysteine, or NAC, is another amino acid which is a precursor to glutathione. I also take some omegas. I just recently started taking this particular brand because it is really high in omega-3s. And omega-3s, most of us unfortunately do not get enough omega-3s in our diet. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. I take some creatine monohydrate, which has shown to be much more than just a bodybuilding supplement. And I take 5 milligrams and just mix it in a bit of water. I also take some vitamin D and K2, especially in winter here in France, since we do not get a lot of sunshine. I take some ashwaganda to help my body to adapt to stress more easily. I alternate between these two different sublingual vitamin B12 supplements. One is methylcobalamin and the other one is hydroxyl and adenosylcobalamin. And then lastly, quite a few of you have asked me whether I take a collagen supplement. I don't take a traditional collagen supplement, but I take liquid Biosil, which is a precursor to collagen, and I also every morning make myself a little protein pudding out of this plant-based collagen builder. And talking about collagen, I almost forgot, I also, and I take this after breakfast, but I also every day take liposomal vitamin C. I make this myself, and I have a video on how to do it in case you're curious. But vitamin C is crucial for collagen production. And then very lastly, as far as longevity supplements I take, once a month for 4 to 5 days, I take Fisetin. Fisetin, amongst other things, is a senolytic compound which can help reduce the amount of senescent cells, also known as zombie cells, we accumulate in our body. I made a video on Fisetin as well. I will also link that down below. After taking all my supplements, I then go back into our workout room and work out. And of course, we all know how important exercise is for our overall well-being. Overwhelming evidence exists that lifelong exercise is associated with a longer health span, delaying the onset of chronic conditions and diseases. For me, exercise is a non-negotiable, unless of course I'm sick. Otherwise, I exercise daily, anywhere between 25 and 40 minutes. I do like to see how my body feels before I decide what kind of workout I'm going to do. So my workouts do vary. Sometimes it might be a cardio workout, like going for a run or sitting on a stationary bike. Other days it might be an intense HIIT workout, a weightlifting session, or just some yoga. As I'm getting older, my focus has really shifted. I no longer work out to be as skinny as I possibly can be or to have a certain body, but for my body to hopefully be as strong, resilient, and agile as it can possibly be, to hopefully allow me to do all the things I love doing until I take my last breath. So for me personally, that means incorporating a lot of functional movement as well as focusing on mobility, flexibility, and balance. Once I'm done working out, I take Sam to the park and get my nature fix. Being in nature is something that really recharges me, and research has actually shown that spending time in nature can be very beneficial to improve overall health, especially as we are aging. After all of that, I take a shower. To keep my skin nicely hydrated, I have been loving the DoNotAge Multi-Oil Glow Getter Body Wash, and that's a mouthful. And I also have a water filter on my shower because we do have quite harsh water here in Paris. Once I get out of the shower, I do my morning skincare routine. Now, if I have the time, I will once more stand in front of my panel, and this time facing it, to take advantage of the skin benefits red light therapy has to offer. For that, I like to apply a water-based antioxidant serum or mist, since red light therapy does drive the production of free radicals. And again, if I have the time, I might also do some microcurrent, either using my zip or my skin patch. Now, my skincare routine, to be honest, varies quite a bit. First of all, I love skincare, and secondly, I like to try different things for this channel. But my morning skincare routine will always have some form of an antioxidant serum to help protect me from oxidative damage. Currently, I'm trying this antioxidant / senolytic serum by Young Goose. This contains a vitamin C derivative, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, and also some senolytic agents. Then I may or may not use an eye cream. I kind of go back and forth. A moisturizer, and of course, the most important skincare product in a morning skincare routine, sunscreen. Now for my body, I have really been loving the DoNotAge Biolipid Restoring Body Lotion. However, before I apply any body lotion, I apply my hormone replacement therapy. I have been on HRT since age 38, and it is definitely a huge part of my well-aging routine. I use what is called the Wiley protocol, which is a bioidentical, rhythmic, transdermal HRT. So every day I use estrogen as well as a tiny bit of testosterone, and then for 2 weeks out of the month I also use progesterone. I apply these creams twice daily to either my inner thighs or my inner arms. And with this HRT, I actually have regular periods, which I really love. After all of that, it is finally time for breakfast. Now, I have shared many times in my What I Eat in a Day videos, what I eat for breakfast. I will link some of those videos down below. But basically, I aim for a nice balance of enough protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. I do eat a plant-based or vegan diet, not for health reasons, but for ethical reasons. However, while we will probably discuss what the perfect diet is until the end of time, a recent study showed that diets rich in polyphenols, which are found in fruits and vegetables, are inversely associated with biological aging. So for lunch again, just like for breakfast, I eat plenty of those polyphenol-rich foods, and again I aim for a good balance of plenty of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. After lunch and before I go back to work, I like to take about 20 minutes to meditate. Meditation has been life-changing for me, and studies show the positive effects meditation has when it comes to well-aging and longevity. Once I'm done working in the afternoon, I take Sam for another walk, so we get another nature fix. And once we come home, I like to take some time to stretch. Unfortunately, unless we work on it, we lose flexibility and mobility as we age. And this loss of flexibility and mobility puts us at risk of injury and bad posture. So taking some time every day to do some stretching is quite important. And for me, if I don't do my daily stretching, I just don't feel right. So I really make sure every day to have some time to stretch. Now, Sam usually thinks that stretching time means playtime. And Sam, of course, plays a huge part in my well-being. Not only does she get me out in nature every day and loves me unconditionally, but findings from the University of Michigan actually suggest that pets are not just healthy for our heart, but also for our brain health. Most evenings, after I'm done stretching and playing with Sam, I sit in my sauna. I absolutely love my sauna time. Not only is it incredibly relaxing, but regular sauna bathing has been shown to be beneficial for so many different things. It actually mimics the effects of moderate aerobic exercise. It reduces the risk of developing Alzheimer's, dementia, and cardiovascular disease. It has been shown to be beneficial for depression, and it can help strengthen our immune system. So I sit in my sauna as much as I possibly can, and this, as you can see, is a portable sauna, and it is an infrared sauna. After my sauna, I take another shower, and if I'm brave, I take a cold shower, since cold exposure, just like heat exposure, comes with many health and longevity benefits. Now, quite a few of you have asked me what I use to keep my hair healthy. And for the last at least 2 years, if not longer, I have been using Hyal hair care products. I absolutely love this hair care line, and every time I try something different, I realize how amazing it is. So I use the volume shampoo, and then I go back and forth between the volume conditioner and the hydrating mask. And once a week, I also still use the Collagen Advanced Hair Care System. If you're curious about this product, I made a whole video on it. I will link it down below. For my body skincare, again, after I applied my hormone replacement therapy, I am currently using the same lotion I use in the morning. However, I like to add just a tiny bit of tretinoin to get the benefits of retinoic acid on my body as well. Usually I like to alternate this with an alpha-hydroxy acid lotion. However, I just ran out of what I was using, which was the Drunk Elephant alpha-hydroxy acid body lotion. And then of course I do my regular skincare. Now, just like the mornings, my evening skincare routine varies quite a bit, but it always contains a couple of staples. One of them is a form of retinoid, and lately I have been alternating between my 0.05% tretinoin by Altrino and the Skin Better Science Alpha Red. What I really like about the Alpha Red is that it does contain a retinoid, but it also contains alpha-hydroxy acids. And alpha-hydroxy acids are the other staple I always have in my routine. So as I just mentioned, the Alpha Red does contain alpha-hydroxy acids, but twice a week I also use the Skin Better Science exfoliating pads, which contain alpha-hydroxy acids. On those nights, I do not use the Alpha Red. That would be too much. So I use the Alpha Red 3 or 4 days a week, and on alternate days, I use my tretinoin. Then for the last, I think about 9 months now, I have been using this estrogen cream, which I actually made a whole separate video on. But there are some great studies showing that topical estrogen application to the face, even if one is on hormone replacement therapy, can have great benefits as far as collagen and elastin production. And one study showed that these benefits can be even greater if topical estrogen is combined with glycolic acid, which of course is an alpha-hydroxy acid. So this particular cream contains 0.3% estriol. And then again, just like the mornings, sometimes I use an eye cream, sometimes I don't, but I always apply a moisturizer on top, even though the estrogen cream is technically a moisturizer, but for nighttime, that's not enough for me. My skin is quite dry. And then also nightly, for the last 9 months or so, I have been using the Revive Lash and Brow Serum. I love this serum. It is prostaglandin free, but it works wonders. After my evening skincare routine, I go in the kitchen and make dinner. Ideally, I would like to eat dinner around 6 o'clock. However, my husband doesn't come home from work until 7:30. So realistically, we eat dinner between 7:30 and 8 p.m. After dinner, my husband and I like to sit on the couch, cuddle with Sam, and watch some television. And for that, I wear my blue blockers. My husband makes fun of me. He says I look like Bono. I don't care. Wearing blue blockers at night has made a huge difference for me. So again, in the morning, we want that blue light stimulation, ideally from the sun or our little daylight boxes, to signal to our body to wake up, to stop producing melatonin and start producing cortisol. At night, we want the opposite. We want our body to stop producing so much cortisol and start producing melatonin. So blocking blue light, which is emitted from our devices or the television screen, with my blue blocking glasses has made a big difference for me. I fall asleep easier and sleep better. And of course, we all know how important sleep is for overall well-being. Sleep deprivation can be detrimental to our health, and poor sleep quality can negatively affect skin aging. I am always trying to find ways to improve the quality of my sleep. For our 11th anniversary this year, my husband got me an Oura ring, which has been quite helpful to track my sleep. In a perfect world, I would be in bed by 9 o'clock. However, more realistically, I go to bed about 10 p.m. Before I go to sleep, I take a few more supplements. I take another Quercetin because it helps my nose to not be plugged up all night long. I take Apeginin, which has many benefits. In fact, I made a whole separate video on Apeginin, but one of the benefits of Apeginin is that it can help with sleep. I also take some magnesium glycinate as well as 4.5 milligrams of LDN, which is low-dose naltrexone. I also made a whole video on LDN. If you have not seen that, you might want to watch it. I will link it down below. But in a nutshell, LDN can be beneficial for many things, including reducing inflammation. And then lastly, I take this liquid supplement by Symbiotica called Sleep, which amongst other things contains some L-theanine, tryptophan, glycine, and also a tiny bit of melatonin. Once I've taken all of my supplements, I brush and floss my teeth, and I also use a water pick. Oral care, of course, is another very important part of a well-aging/longevity routine. Once my teeth are nice and clean, it is bedtime. We keep our bedroom nice and dark, but regardless, I always sleep with eye shades because I'm super sensitive to any kind of light coming into the room. I also always need some sort of white noise to sleep well. So in our bedroom, we are using an air purifier, which doubles as a white noise machine. And when we travel, I just use an app on my phone. Lastly, I'm somebody who sleeps quite hot, so I want our bedroom to be nice and cool. And research has shown that the best sleep temperature is between 68 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Beyond this range, sleep efficiency can plummet by 5 to 10%. And then, very lastly, I use the Sleep and Glow pillow, which doesn't just help my neck to feel good. I broke my neck 14 years ago, but also helps prevent sleep lines. So these are all the things I do, again, on a daily basis to hopefully age as well as I possibly can, to feel as good as I can, and to hopefully ward off age-related diseases down the road. Now, some of you might say, this is a whole bunch of work, and you might be right. But to me, it is worth it for two reasons. First of all, I have seen too many of my friends' parents, and even some of my friends, struggle with age-related diseases for many years, which could have possibly been prevented. To me, that is work. Managing a disease for many, many years, that is work, and it is something that really scares me. Secondly, I have been unhealthy for so much of my life. Many of you know I was anorexic for almost 2 decades, and needless to say, I was not healthy. So I'm trying to give back some to this very resilient and very forgiving body of mine. And if you are watching this thinking, this is way too much work, but you have maybe been thinking about making some changes to get a bit healthier, research shows that even small steps can make a huge difference. Such as, for example, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. So don't think you have to tackle it all at once. Take one step at a time, be proud of yourself for the changes you are making, and have some fun with it. And some of you might say I could do much more, and you might be right as well. But what I'm doing right now works for me, it is manageable, and I enjoy it. Now, that's not to say that down the road I might not add some things or take some things out and change some things around. But right now what I'm doing, like I said, is manageable and enjoyable, and it seems to be working. So I would love to know, what do you do to age well, to stay healthy, to be happy? Share down below anything you want to share. Any questions or comments, of course, please share them down below. You know, I always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, bye.